everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Pixie Palace. And today we are back for the weekly Oracle card reading for July 26, 2022. And it is going to be a very important week this week. I have been getting a lot of messages, especially in light of some tragic events that have been going on in the world as of late. And right now, the main message is to always speak your freedom. Regardless of any darkness that we're going through as a collective or in our individual lives, always speak your truth. This is a time not to be silent, but do it in a way that empowers you as well as others. Do it through the lens of love. Don't do it through a lens of fear or anger. While we're allowed to have those emotions and process those, as I always say, do it from a place where we can make a positive change in this world. It may seem like you can't. It may seem like as a collective we're losing this battle, but in hindsight, we'll see that the light has already won. So that's the main message for this reading. But as we get into the cards today, I know there's going to be some more messages that will hopefully resonate for you and give you some direction this week. As usual, all these readings are timeless. So if you happen to see this video in a different timeline, that is okay. You're obviously meant to see this video. There is a message in there for you. So take whatever resonates for you and discard the rest. So going forward, we're going to do the same setup as we did in last week's card reading video. And if you want to catch that, see the link above or below. And it's really been heartening to receive all the positive feedback that you all have given. I really appreciate that. And I really liked doing it. I felt more in the flow. The messages came through a lot easier. And it was really nice that you guys could see the card, hear the music, really feel all of that in your heart, and take those messages that are meant for you personally. So without further ado, let's get to the reading. Okay, here we are for the card drawing portion of the video. As you can see, I have my little setup here. I have my selenite, a couple of nice crystals, my candle, and this beautiful teacup that I got for my birthday in May. My best friend Regina got me this, and she has some beautiful crystals on her store. So I did leave her link below in case you want to check it out. And she's here locally, which is really, really great. And of course, you know I had to have my tea. I actually switched it up today, no lemon. I did Earl Grey with some oat milk and a splash of raw sugar. And it's really, really hitting the spot today. But you guys are here for the reading, not my tea drinking choices. So as usual, I'm going to be using the card deck, Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay. And look how beautiful this artwork is. I know you probably have seen this before, but I'm just so amazed at this. And I love it has the fairy wings and the key to unlock your power. I love that symbolism. So it was already shuffled, and I did clear it with that selenite because selenite actually does have clearing purposes. I decided to do all that beforehand since I am using one hand to hold the phone and one hand to deal the cards. So when we get back to it, I will have picked 3 cards for this week, and we will go from there. Okay, these are the 3 cards that came out of the deck this week. And they are absolutely beautiful, as always. And there's some deep messages coming through. So we'll start with the first one. Protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. Now this is very important as we work on ourselves, do the shadow work, maybe even try to ground ourselves because we might have been a little off balance lately. It's always important to protect your mind, protect your heart, protect your spirit, because there are those out there, whether it's in human form or dark entities, that do like to thrive on our energy. And I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but it is very true, and we all kind of sense that when something like that is happening. Sometimes we'll have people in our lives that really suck the energy out of us. They may be manipulating us in a very subtle way or taking advantage of our generosity or our kindness. It could be a lot of different forms. And sometimes when you're doing this spiritual work, if you're meditating, you kind of feel a sense of energy that shouldn't be there. So always trust your intuition. Do the steps that help protect your mind and really be open to the light and the love that is coming in, that is working in your favor. And it's really all about balance. It's just like anything else in life in general. It's about knowing when to trust and when not to trust. Now, we're not going to be 100% correct on this. We are in human forms. We are learning. This is the school of life. That's really what it is. But don't allow people or situations take your power. Don't allow it to make you feel you're less than you are, because you are valuable. You do have worth, and you are protected, whether it's by your spirit guides, your angels, God, whatever you resonate with. That is what is protecting you. But also trust your higher self, your inner self, that inner knowing, because that's what protects you as well. And when you are doing that, you will notice that good things are coming in, but a lot of the negative things start repelling. They start falling away because your energy is not accessible and it's not there to allow them to thrive. Okay, the second card is solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. And I really like this because this has a couple of messages coming through. Solitude is something that we should all experience. And it took me a long time to grasp this concept. For a while when I was alone, whether I was out of a relationship or maybe not feeling extra social, I just wanted to hibernate at home or wherever I was and just kind of go within for a while. It was both liberating but also scary. And it's liberating because you learn a lot about yourself. You actually enjoy your own company. And as you can tell, I'm not fully alone. I got Timmy. Just a side note. But it was scary too, because for the longest time, I always felt that I had to be in a relationship, that I always had to have companionship to be worthy or to have happiness in my life. And while of course I want a relationship, that would be a beautiful thing, I'm actually enjoying the solitude and really enjoying my life. And I'm really, really happy right now because I'm doing what I love. I get to do all kinds of fun things that I've been really wanting to do, including the farming and volunteering and all kinds of fun stuff. So this is just from my perspective. But as far as solitude, it can be a really nourishing time where you can work on your craft and work on yourself and really come out of it as a better version of yourself. And I really, really highly encourage that. And even if you are in a relationship, that's okay too. It doesn't mean you have to get out of your relationship or not be around people at all. But even if you take an hour a day of alone time to maybe just have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, light a candle, sit outside in the sun, hear the quiet whisper of the trees, and just reflect without judgment. Just reflect on what's been going on in your life, or just enjoy what is around you and be in the present moment. And that in itself can be a lesson. It can be a lesson of gratitude and really appreciating what you have and not what you don't have. There's a lesson in that as well. So solitude, use it to the best advantage, and you'll notice that your life starts getting a little more meaningful. You'll be a little more mindful of things if you allow yourself even just that hour a day. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It really actually made me more grateful for the little things. I kind of lost sight of that for a while, and these past few months really brought it back home for me. You are the most precious thing in my life. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. Okay, and the last card, but definitely not least, Shine from Within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Now, that's a message in itself. There's not a whole lot I can add to that, but except full, wholehearted agreement. Now is the time for you to take back your power. This world has been a little crazy lately, and there's been a lot of struggles, a lot of inner struggles, a lot of world struggles, a lot of things that we don't agree with. And while I'm not going to go into all that, there is a time where we must speak up and that we must protect our power and show our power. But when people say that, unfortunately a lot misinterpret that as using violence, using anger, using coercion. And that's really not the way the universe wants you to do it. It's basically showing up every day, loving one another, and not that you have to be hugging everybody or, doing all that frou-frou stuff. That's a misinterpretation as well. If you want to do that and they're okay with that, cool, go for it. You do you, boo. But it's just a matter of being open-minded, respecting one another's perspective, even if you don't agree with it yourself, but just knowing that's their walk of life and that's what they're here to learn. And sometimes you can learn something from it yourself. And it's also time for you to recognize your accomplishments and know your worth, and not just say it, but show it. Show why you're here, and you do have a purpose, otherwise you wouldn't be here. You do have something to bring to the world, and that in itself is beautiful. It's one of those things that when we support one another and really uplift one another, instead of tearing each other down all the time, it really helps raise the frequency of this world. And I know this sounds wonderful, and it's not always easy, and believe me, I'm there myself sometimes. But even if we just do one little thing for one other person every day, that will make a difference, and that has a ripple effect. When you shine from within, whether it's through a smile, or through a kind word, or a kind deed, or just by listening or being there, that's how we show our light in the world. Keep going forward in the world. Bring that magic only you can bring, and shine that light. You will find the people you're meant to resonate with, your soul family, your tribe, whatever you want to call it, and you will have people who support you. And even if you have to go at it alone for a while, you're still supported by this beautiful, vast universe. Wow, there's a lot of messages in these cards. I think it's just really important for us to recognize our strengths instead of always focusing on the weaknesses. It's so easy to self-negative talk. It's so easy to discount how we feel. It's actually very easy to stay in our comfort zone and not take action and not stand up for what we believe in. But when we do that, we're doing ourselves a disservice. We're doing the world a disservice. We're not showing who we truly are, and we're not truly showing up. And we can't grow like that. It's time that we ground ourselves. It's time that we work on the work that needs to be done. And it's time that we actually step forth into the light of the world and show how it's done. And as we do this, we actually allow space for others to do the same. And it only takes one candle to light 1,000. So remember that. That's the same thing. When you shine your light, you'll wake up so many more. And I think that can be a beautiful thing if we do it in the way that's meant to. So those are the cards for this week. It was very, very deep, and I'm not even sure if I touched all the messages that really were meant to be said, but I know there's a message in for all of you, and I would be very curious if you guys got any messages of your own, if you'd like to share them in the comments below. That would be really awesome, and that might actually help someone else. Please click like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow, and it'll get the message out to more people who need to hear this. As always, in the Pixie Dust community, you are loved, you are appreciated, and thank you so much for sharing this journey with me. Until the next week's reading, I wish you all well. Have a great week, and definitely check in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Until the next time, to know yourself is to know your truth. Namaste.